It is the phonics fairy here, and I've come to deliver a lesson to you today. Before I get started, I wanted to remind you that just like me, the phonics fairy, you too are full of magic. You are readers, and readers can go anywhere. Readers can go into the dungeons with dragons or dive into the ocean and learn about the creatures below. Readers, readers can fly and soar high in the sky. So just like me, you are full of magic. So make sure this week you are exercising those reading wings so that they can take you places. So one thing I wanted to remind you is that we are still reading through some March Madness books. These 2 books this week can help spread your reading wings. The long E words that we use today in our lesson can be found in Her Fearless Run and in the book Game Changers. Those are both books that we will be reading this week during March Madness read-alouds. So if you want to find some more long E vowels, you're going to check it out there. The fairy had to remember to encourage you to read those books before we got started. Who can tell me last week what our focus was? Whoa. You don't have to shout. Last week our focus was long A. So this morning I'm going to use some words that you all found in your reading last week to get myself warmed up. All right, Bobcats, last week we talked about AI. AI is in the middle of a syllable. We talked about A, consonant E as a long vowel. And we talked about AY being at the end. You're right, being at the end of a word. So let's get ourselves stretched this morning. If we hear a word that has the AI in it, we're going to touch our heads. If we hear an A, consonant E, we're going to touch our knees. And if we hear an AY, we're going to go all the way down to our toes. All right, readers, are we ready? Today. It's at the end of the word. Wake. Made. Rain. Oh, that's a middle word. Entertain. Oh, middle word. Daylight. I hear it in the middle of the word. But you are correct. It's at the end of the syllable. Daylight. Fate. Afraid. Playmate. Escape. Rainbow. Tuesday. Away. Container. Skateboard. Dismay. Great job, Bobcats. High five. Boom. Excellent work. We were able to go over those long A sounds. Let's go over our short vowels and then we'll get started with our new feature. U, E, O, A, I, Excellent job reviewing those short vowels. All right, Bobcats, I'm going to pull you a bit closer here this morning so you can get a close look. Woo! At our new feature. All right, we can see E-E, I-E, E-A. The one hint I have for you this week with E-E is it's usually in the middle of a word, sometimes at the end. Let's get practicing. Let's read this word together. You found the feature. Yeah. 17. Excellent job. Let's try another one together. We found it. Eager. Eager. E-A. Oh, you're right. We found it here. We found the long E. Retrieve. Retrieve. Believed. Great job. Now here's a tip with this one. Usually when we see two vowels beside one another, the first vowel does the talking. But there are exceptions to the rule. So just like retrieved was a long E and believed is a long E, we have to make sure that as readers, we try it a couple different ways. So if I come to a word and I see an I here, a lot of times I'm going to try to make that a long I first. And I want to say belived. But my brain stopped and said, I don't know a word that says belived. So I'm going to try it another way. I want to try that second vowel instead. Believed. Believed. Yeah, that one makes sense. So sometimes readers have to go through their brain and go, does this make sense? If not, I have to try it another way. Let's try another one. There, we found it. Weakness. Reached. This is something Dr. Korab wears when she goes outside. Not us fairies. Our fairies go out barefoot. But Dr. Korab wears her sneakers. Although fairies do encourage you to wear proper footwear wherever you go to make sure that your foot stays safe. So, follow Dr. Korab's rules and wear your sneakers outside. We found it. Disappeared. We found it. Teammate. Volunteer. I found where it needs to go. And just like with the IE, with EA, there are also sometimes there are exceptions to the rule. So if I come to this word and I try to make it a long vowel, listen to what happens. Threatened. That doesn't make sense, does it? So I'm going to try it another way. Threatened. That didn't make sense either. Maybe the second vowel does the talking. Threatened. That still doesn't make sense. So now I'm going to try it with my short vowels. Threatened. Ding, ding, ding. I wish I had a light bulb going off. That one is the one that makes sense. So Bobcats, don't be afraid to stretch your decoding wings and try the word a few different ways. The last thing we're going to do this morning, Bobcats, is we're going to practice some spelling. And once we finish spelling, I'm going to send you off with your reading wings to make sure that you are getting in books this week, finding some words that have long E, and turning those words into your teacher so that your words could be featured. Let's check that out. Featured. So that your words could be featured next week. That was a fun coincidence, wasn't it? All right, I've got some words here. And remember, all of these words that we practiced today are from these two great books about very fierce women. Let's go ahead and put that word up here. Fierce. It's okay to be fierce. Let's try a few more. Ear. Cheer. Oh, you've read this word before. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and put it up here. Ear. Yeah, fantastic. Let's try another word. Peace. You're right. There are 2 ways to spell this word. Fantastic job. Man, I miss you all so much. You are so smart. You're right. Peace. And this is the kind of peace that's like groovy, man. Yeah, like peace. And peace, which is kind of like, you know, a piece of something to eat. Give me a piece of pizza. Yeah, great job, Bobcats. Let's try another way. Oh, squeeze. As in, my mom told me the next time she sees me, she's going to squeeze me so hard. Should I be scared? Oh, no. Oh, she just means she's going to give me a hug. Ah, thanks, Bobcats. Squeeze. Squeeze. Let's try one more. Each. Okay. Let's give it a try here. Each. Whoa! What do you mean I'm wrong? I'm a fairy. I'm full of Okay, you're right. You're right. Okay. So, just like when we read our words, when we spell our words, if it doesn't look right, we have to try it another way. All right. My fairy magic is kicked in. You have to tell me. Put a 1 up if you think it starts with an EA. Put a 2 up if you think it starts with EI. I'm going to give you a second. You think. Does each start with EA or IE? Oh! I can hear you. I can see you. Oh, yes, you are correct. Each starts with an EA. Yeah, and we can use that one in a sentence. I really miss each and every one of you. Bobcats, I look forward to coming back together next week for another phonics lesson. Have a great week. And remember, turn in some words to your teachers that have the long E feature so that we can practice them next week.